Okay, this is my very first video blog. My name is Mike Johnson. The reason for this video blog is just to introduce a project that I just started. For those of you who don't know, I'm into collecting arcade games, stuff like that. A couple years ago, I first got into pinball machines, really, for the first time. I never really played pinball machines up until maybe just a couple of years ago. I've always just kind of been into the classic arcade games and old NES type stuff. Haven't really got too much into the Xbox 360 stuff or whatever like that, but through the arcade collecting, a lot of the guys also collect pinball machines. So after going to a game show here a couple years ago called Game Warp with my wife Michelle, we started playing pinball, and man, I really kind of got the bug right away. So long story short, got a couple pinball machines and really enjoy playing them. It's something that my wife and I can do and really have a good time with. But pretty much like anything else I get into, I really like to kind of create things. In general, I like to create things, and it ends up being not so much playing the machines as it is kind of having a project. My wife could definitely tell you that I'm into projects. So, long story short, again, got a Hollywood Heat pinball machine right now, which isn't one of those iconic pinball collector machines, but it's something that I got. It got me into the hobby. I got in pretty cheap, $150 for the machine. Needed work. Spent a couple $100 more having another local guy fix up some of the board, circuit board work that needed done. Stuff that's just way out of my league. And then I started doing some cosmetic work to it, had some powder coating done, and the Hollywood Heat theme is just like it's basically just like a knockoff of Miami Vice. So it's kind of like they created a Miami Vice machine without having to pay the, licensing for it. So it's got this total 1980s Florida, Miami cheesiness to it that we live in Florida. So I absolutely love it. I think it's the irony of it I really think is hilarious. So we kind of go with it, and but I did some custom powder coating on it, did some teal legs and side rails and stuff like that. It looks pretty rad. And then went so far as to create a custom translite for it on the back glass. So bought a Miami Vice poster on eBay, basically, and had a buddy of mine at work kind of help me with some of the graphics. Again, something I didn't really know much about, Photoshop, stuff like that. We created this custom back glass, had it printed at a local print shop, and it turned out pretty rad. And I know everybody at the game shows and stuff always comment on it. It's funny to see people say that, they didn't know a Miami Vice pinball machine was made. So it's pretty believable, which is pretty funny. So to kind of go on to what we're talking about and what my website's about, and this video blog is series is going to be about the Goonies Pinball project. A Goonies pinball machine never existed. It seems like the perfect theme for a pin. It's an iconic movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. From when I was a kid to today, I watch it every single month. In fact, my right leg is covered in Goonies tattoos. So I'm a big fan. I'm not like crazy about it. I couldn't even list the actors in the movie, a couple of them, but it's something that inspired me as a kid, to seek adventure and everything else. And it's definitely, to this day, it still inspires me to do certain things like this project. So, since there was never a Goonies Pinball made, I've come across some other projects that other people have done, just retheming a pinball machine to a whole new theme. And I was like, yes, I have to do that. There's a really cool Evil Dead one, a Ghostbusters retheme. The Evil Dead one was based off of a Hollywood Heat, which is the machine I have. There's a Ghostbusters one, which I think was based off of Flash or something like that, and that turned out really cool. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to do it too. So since I've got a Hollywood Heat, that's a great base. It's a fun machine. It's a really good playing machine. But I've got this machine here. It's really nice, and I don't want to tear up another one. So I went out and I found another Hollywood Heat that another local collector had, and so I bought that one. It's going to be here in a couple of weeks. It's going to be delivered up from Miami. So again, got it real cheap. It's pretty much a working machine. So I'm going to use that as my base. So there's my canvas. Excuse me, I'm going to drink a beer while we're doing this. That'll probably become a theme in this video blog. Today I'm drinking a Founder's Dirty Bastard. It's a fantastic Scotch ale. I love it. From Founders. It's from Grand Rapids, Michigan, so it's right near where I'm originally from, which is Kalamazoo. Anywho, so I've got this Hollywood Heat coming. That's going to be my canvas. It's perfect for me for a few reasons. Reason one being I've already got a good working machine here as reference. So as I'm putting the machine back together, I'm trying to figure out how things work or troubleshooting a problem. I've got a machine here. I can use that as my base, as reference, and hopefully troubleshoot some issues that are definitely going to come up. Like I said, I'm not an expert. Like, I'm not good soldering. I'm not good at other things. So another reason for this project is really to give me experience, and I want to learn certain skills that I don't have. Main skills being Photoshop, circuit board, kind of repair, and just a general understanding of, just kind of honing my soldering skills and stuff like that, because I'm gonna the overall project, the retheme is gonna be one, the artwork. So that's artwork on the cabinet, that's artwork on the back glass, the play field. So doing the whole new play field art, plastics. So there's gonna be a lot of Photoshop action going on. So it's gonna be a really good learning experience. The other thing is going to be the music and the sound effects. So I'll show in later video blogs how I intend to do it. It's going to be similar to what the dude that did the Ghostbusters one. I don't know what the guy that did the Evil Dead, I don't know what he used for that, but I will be, I'll get more into that when that comes. Those parts are coming in the mail here any day. This is just more of an introduction of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Main reason is learning some skills. I want to create something that I think is going to be really fucking cool, and it's a theme that I love. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about pinball, and I want to be able to then kind of have this cool one-off pinball machine to take to some of our great local shows here in Florida. We got great arcade and pinball shows here, like formerly Game Warp is now going to be called Free Play. That's Game Warp and kind of the Southern Pinball Festival, kind of combining and creating this new kind of like one bigger show each year. So my goal is to have it done by that, which should be in November. So I think I can get this done by middle of the year, and that'll give me plenty of time to work the bugs out. And that's it. And then probably once I get done with that, I'll make something else. So, anywho, again, my name's Mike. Go to GooniesPinball.com for just kind of all the updates. I'll keep doing more video blogs as time goes on, but there's going to be a lot more just general pictures and, everything else. So, thanks, guys. I hope everybody likes it. I'm super open to input. Comment on my website. There's comment features on there, so every post I make, any update I do, please give me your feedback. There's a lot of people out there that know a lot more than I do about this type of project, so feel free. I can take constructive criticism without any kind of issues. So I'd appreciate it. So thanks, guys, and till next time.